Good morning. Today's finisher is using a heart rate monitor to help keep us in a particular zone. For today's training, specifically, I'm going to be looking to stay in the green. Now, if you know how your heart rate moves with kettlebell swings, you know that there's always a lag. By the time you put your kettlebell down, you usually have a good 7 to 10 beats that it's going to continue to climb. So that's what makes this a little bit of a game, that we're trying to time when we're parking the kettlebell so that we stay in that green zone and don't tip into the yellow. That's what Polar actually uses as their colors, which would potentially be my glycolytic zone. I want to stay in the aerobic zone. So I'm going to be needing a few rounds of prep swings. Otherwise, it's just not as efficient of a training session. So sorry, but this one's going to be more than 100 swings. Probably about 130 by the time it's done. Maybe more. It doesn't really matter. So what I will do is after my few sets of prep rounds, I'll start my count of 100 swings from then. I'll write down on the video editing exactly what that is for you. And then hopefully, if you do this training session fresh from outside or fresh from the day, you'll also need a prep. Or if you do it after another training session or after your strength training or anything like that, then your heart rate may already be elevated. So you might be able to jump right into it. I'm going to be using a reasonably light kettlebell here because I want to see what I can do about my heart rate. That's all about the heart rate today. I'll be screen recording. I'll face this way so I can actually see it. So my goal is the way that this is. If I'm not mistaken, 125 is where I tip into the green, and then it goes into the yellow at about 137 or 139. So I know I need to park this kettlebell at 130 at the most. And I don't want to give myself too much rest because I'm trying to stay in the green for when I'm swinging. I know it will go down a little bit when I start each set, but I don't want it to go too far out of the green into the blue because then that is not the game. So imagine you're like little flying between spikes on both sides and you're trying not to hit the spike on the top and crash into the spikes on the bottom. That's the visual. Let me just start. Here we go. Okay, probably first round, 20 swings, two-handed swings. They'll be light, but I'll focus on keeping my float right, nice hip snap. I'm in the green. For good measure. Okay, 127, 1 minute and 4. See, it's going up now. Now it's coming back down. Okay. Oh. Back up, riding the train. Yeah, forget the warm-up rounds. I'm already here. 139. Oh no, I'm already dead almost. I'm close to the spikes. Serves me right for doing 30 swings for a warm-up set. Now, clearly, if you're doing this on your own, you're following your own heart rate. Or if you don't have a heart rate monitor, you can absolutely, I'll lend you mine. You can borrow my heart rate. Okay, here we go. I'll count that as my first set, 20 swings. Even though it dips in the blue a little bit, I know it's coming back up because it's just too quick after the end of the set. I don't want to start too soon. That'll push me into the yellow. One 130. One. That's 12. So +20 12 is 32. If you are dipping outside of your green zone, better to dip low than to dip high. It's not a dip if you're going high. Well, here we go. $14. 46. I'm going to try to catch it, start swinging before it dips into the blue. It may just go into the blue while I'm swinging, but that's okay. You don't lose your life for that. It's a little bit different when you're not talking, but you get the gist of it. No, still too high. Oh, fudge. Oh, wow. That was 20. $66. These recovery zones, this is when we're using the oxygen to help rebond all the energy molecules that we had to separate to create that initial power for those first few swings. The recovery, this is where you kind of rebuild those deficits. $126. 86, 14 swings to go. Tack on an extra finisher variation. Instead of having willy-nilly number of reps, you can actually limit yourself to 10 reps. Then you really need to nail that first hike. Fourteen reps. One 28. Did I avoid peaking? Yeah. We're good. I hope you had fun. I hope you try this on your own when you get a heart rate or if you have access to one. And I hope to see you again soon.